Hey guys, and welcome to another video. I hope you Yarniacs are having a lot of fun making new projects and getting whips done. That's always the goal, right? Today I'm going to share with you a super fun Tunisian stitch that utilizes a bobble. Bobbles are all the rage right now. I did my Bits and Bobbles sweater for you guys, which I will link down below. And I discovered this stitch and I thought, oh my gosh, I have to share it with everybody because if they've not tried Tunisian, this is definitely going to make them want to try. So I am using a Denise interchangeable Tunisian crochet set that I got, and I will link it down below if you are interested in ordering it. I absolutely love this set. Really quick, I'll show you just some features. So this has a lock mechanism. You see that little square right there? You just pop this in and turn it once and it locks. I have a knitting needle set from Boy Yarn Crafts that I absolutely love, but it doesn't have the same locking mechanism, which kind of stinks. They just kind of screw in, and if you get going heavy on a project, they tend to kind of come undone. So that is one downside to that set, but this set doesn't have that, and it has these nice little stoppers so that your project doesn't fall off or anything like that. And they have multiple links of little changers on here. So there's different sizes and stuff. And this is kind of the bigger sizes. It's USK 10 or 6.5 millimeter all the way up to a 15 millimeter. I just really like them. They were very inexpensive. I'm really impressed. One of the hooks is missing because I am finishing up a project that I will be sharing with you all tomorrow. I'm very excited about it, and I'll be posting that link. It's going to be for a baby blanket. I'll be posting that in the top comment down below this video. So for future watchers after tonight, you'll have access to that. And of course, guys, you can always find my patterns in Ravelry. So enough talking, let's get started. So if you've never done Tunisian crochet before, don't let that word Tunisian scare you, and don't let this wonky crochet hook scare you either. It's not scary, it is simple, and it is a lot of fun, especially if you love the look of knitting, but knitting scares you, or you just don't feel like it's something you can learn. This is a great alternative because you already know how to crochet. So all you're going to do is you're going to cast on a multiple of 13. So if you aren't sure what that means, a multiple of 13 would be like, 2 times 13 or 10 times 13, 130. That's how much you would cast on. So really simple. And to make this little swatch, I'm just going to cast on 13. It's big enough for you to get an idea of how it works. And it won't keep us here for 30 hours. So let's go ahead and just do a regular old cast on of 13. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So in the second chain from our hook, so this does not count as a chain, we've got these little guys down here. That would be 1, and here's 2. We're just going to work a simple stitch. So all that is you insert your hook, you yarn over, and you draw up a loop. And then you don't do anything else. You just leave those on there, okay? So you go into the next one, you insert your hook, you draw up a loop, and you just continue doing this all the way down the chain. And when you're at the end, however many you cast on initially is how many loops you should have on your hook. So when we get to the end of this, we better have 13. Otherwise, something disappeared somewhere, right? So just a couple more. All right, now let's count just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Okay, so another little thing about Tunisian is there is no like turning that's happening. Basically what it is, it's a 2-step part to each row. You have your first pass where you go along. That's usually whenever you're doing a fancy stitch or whatever it is. And then you have your back pass that kind of closes all that off and seals it and makes it look nice and pretty. So whenever you're doing your second pass, this is how you would do it. You're going to yarn over and you're going to pull through the first loop. Now you only pull through one loop on that very first stitch. All the loops thereafter, they're going to go in pairs, 2 at a time. So it's a yarn over, pull through 2. Make sure you're scooting these guys up as you're working this too. So just a yarn over, pull through 2. Real simple. I didn't even notice my yarn and my hook are kind of like Grinch Christmassy colors. That's fun. So just like that. All right. So here we are at the end. Okay, so here we are. Whoa, getting things all knocked around. I don't chain 1 because I don't really care for how it looks. So I just leave that on. So what you want to do is you see how right here you kind of have this one drawn up, and then you've got this little vertical bar here that's kind of hiding, and he can kind of be missed if you're not paying attention. So this is going to count as 1, and this little guy right here is going to count as 2. So that's 1. You insert your hook underneath that vertical bar, you yarn over, and you draw up a loop. That's 2. These vertical bars right here, I guess I forgot to mention that, is where we're doing our work. Not in the top like a normal crochet. We're working with these vertical bars. So we've got 1, 2. Go into the next vertical bar for 3. And then this is where we're going to do that bobble magic. So right there in the 4th one, you're going to work a simple stitch, but then you're going to chain 1, 2, 3. Kind of poof that out just a little bit, kind of squish it down, and then go right into the very next vertical bar for 1, go into the next one, 2, next one, 3, next one, and 4. And on the 4th one, you chain up 3. 1, 2, 3. Kind of poof that out a little bit. And then go into the very next vertical bar. 1, 2, 3, and 4, like that. And remember, on the 4th one, you do a 1, 2, 3, and then in that very last one, it's kind of this one that looks like he's, you know, sleeping a little bit. You go into him, and that's the final one for the row. So our bobbles look kind of loose, and they're not super defined or anything like that, and so that's okay. Remember that that was just part 1 of row 1. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work backwards. So remember 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Let me scoot these guys and just keep going those yarn over, pull through 2s for the rest of the way. Remember that first one is the only one you go through 1 loop, and then the rest is all through 2. Just like that. And then boop. All right, so we're at the end again, okay? So now what we want to do is in between the bobble rows, we want to have a simple stitch row. And this just kind of helps like break it up, kind of helps it look a little bit better. So a simple row is simply this. You've got 1, go into that very next bar, and just literally go into those bars. Make sure that whenever you get to that part that you kind of push the bobble down a little bit. Oh, I don't know why my brightness got weird. Push that bobble down a little bit and just go right into that vertical bar up above it, like that. And just keep doing that all the way across. And as you're first getting going, I would recommend on this row, if you can, when you get to the end, just do a quick loop count and make sure that you've still got the same amount of loops as you started out with. And so for me, obviously, I want to have 13. So let's do a quick count real quick, just make sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, we're good to go. I'm sorry this keeps hitting. I know it's annoying. Please forgive me. So remember, on pass 2 of this row, it's a yarn over, pull through 1, and then a yarn over, pull through 2, the rest of the way across, trying to hold the hook so it doesn't bang on the table. Somebody told me one time to put an eraser on the end of it, I think is what they said. I don't really have any erasers that large. I think they said like a pencil eraser or something. I'd have to figure out something else because I don't have that. Okay, so we're at the end. Now it's time to start the next section of the repeat. So at first it was a 1, 2, 3, 4 bobble on the fourth one. This time it's going to be a 1, 2. We're going to bobble on the second one. So we've already got our first one, okay? And if you look, you see how these like little vertical lines just kind of like stay in line? That's what we want to see. And that also kind of helps you know like, where do I need to go? So you've already got one. That's in line with what's going on here. Here's this one. So we're going to work a simple stitch. Then what are we going to do? We're going to chain 1, 2, and 3. We're going to kind of scrunch that bobble out of the way. We're going to make sure we're going into the next bobble correctly, and then we're just going to count to 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And on this fourth one, we're going to bobble. So just 1, we're going to chain up 3, remember? 2, and 3. Kind of squish that guy out. Make sure you go into the right one. Count 4 again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Make another bobble. 1, 2, 3. And then it's a 1, 2, and then 3 for that last one. Okay, so you kind of see how the bobbles are like in the windows of each other. Doesn't it look so cute? Okay, so let's finish this row. Remember, every row has 2 parts. Make sure I'm not blinding you with brightness. So that's 1, and then it's pulling through 2 the rest of the way, just like that. I'm going to do one more simple row just so you can kind of see what it looks like. Oh. So you just keep working across just like that. And then we're going to do one more simple row. So remember, that's 1, and then you just work right there into those vertical bars. And again, when you're first getting started, the simple rows are the perfect row to count and make sure everything is correct. And for the blanket design that I will have up on the blog tomorrow, that I will link here in the video after tonight, you will have access to the free baby blanket size. And then in the PDF pattern for $5, which I will link the direct link to that in the description box tomorrow, you're going to have sizes for whatever you want to make, whether it's a crib size, a throw size, a twin size, a queen size, king size, whatever you want. That's all going to be there. So let's finish off this row and then we can admire our work. So just a yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, all like that. Whoop. We almost missed it. Just all the way across. Just like that. And that, my friends, is it. So hereafter, for the next bobble row, you would simply do this repeat where you bobble on the 4th and then you do a simple stitch row and bobble on the second. And whenever I'm saying the fourth and the second, that's just at the beginning of the rows. Every row every bobble thereafter is always on the fourth one. So if you look, you have the first repeat is the first bobble is on the fourth one, and then it's on the fourth one thereafter. And on the next row, it's the first bobble on the second one, and then on the fourth one thereafter, if that makes sense. And like I said, I am going to have a written pattern. This is just here if you just feel brave and you're like, I'm going to make a pillow out of this. All you need to know is keep a multiple of 13. Remember this variation to make sure it's in the windows. Unless you want to, write somebody's name with the bobbles, you're more than welcome to do that too. So I really hope you like this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Be sure you are subscribed. Turn on those post notifications because I have videos coming out daily. I have some fun yarn reviews coming up that you will not want to miss. And I just thank you so much for watching and appreciate you guys taking the time to comment and engage. It really means a lot, and it definitely helps my channel grow, and it helps me to be able to provide more content that you guys want to see. And be sure to head in those comments and give me some ideas for things that you'd like to see in the future. I hope you're having an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next one, Yarniacs.